Sì, ja, pieno, pieno, non mi fa spesso, non stiamo. What is it? What is it? Some disappearing. I don't know. Go. It's a problem.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining. Um, okay. We will be starting in about a minute. Welcome. We'll start in about a minute. Let me just send a few reminders. Welcome, Jill. Welcome, David. We're just going to give it a few more minutes and then we'll get started. And I will share my Okay, in the interest of time, I'm going to get started. We usually have over 20 people, but I'm not going to wait. So I will stop sharing for a second and then share once I'm done speaking. Okay. Um, this Welcome. Thanks for joining. We usually have about 20 people. Well, we're starting off kind of late today. So, but I'm gonna get started in the interest of time. Welcome, Tom. Um, So the topic today is on resilience, and this is a very important topic because it's what everyone deals with on a daily basis, whether you're a student or a professional. Um, Adversity hits you, and I'll talk about different types of adversity that could hit you. But the topic is on global resilience, and we will be getting our a perspective from African professionals and students. My name is Urena Onyewuchi, and by training, I am an electrical engineer. I have 3 degrees in electrical engineering. I got into this field because I wanted to change, and I still do want to change power in Nigeria and Africa. And I feel like my knowledge, learning in the utility here in the US will make me a strong, or give me the knowledge that I need to improve power in Africa. I over 10 years ago, I started working with IEEE, Power and Energy Society, to create a conference, develop a conference in Africa that moved from one country to the other to share knowledge within every state, country that we went to. So during that period, I got reached out to by different companies to help train their employees, not just in hard skills or technical skills, but also in soft skills. So skills like leadership, management, communications. So I still do that. And it's exposed me to different things that professionals are dealing with around the world. So that being said, I'm going to introduce a professional Africa. The mission of a professional Africa is to create well-rounded professionals globally through knowledge or in knowledge, and it talks about 5 pillars: wealth, health, relationships, style, and culture. For each of these pillars, it has the personal side of it and it has the workplace side of it. Where wealth is concerned, for instance, a lot of companies in the US do 401k matching. And then wealth is the decisions you make when you leave the office, what you spend money on, and what you don't. And then health as well. A lot of companies would encourage you to incorporate walking within your workplace. So not just sitting down throughout the day, but getting up from time to time and to walk around just to get your joints happy. Relationships, you have your social relationships, the relationships that you make with your partners or with friends, with your family, and then you have workplace relationships, your colleagues that you're close to. And these things, nurturing these types of all sorts of relationships makes people feel more fulfilled in life. So again, talking about work-life balance. Then style, you have the style that you have in the office is not necessarily the style that you have at home. But you want to, when you leave your office, the how you present yourself how you present yourself at home should still be a reflection of who you are in the office. And finally, culture. You have your personal culture, where you were born, where you grew up, how you were raised, and then you have workplace culture, because as you move from one part of it, within your company, from one department to another, you're facing different cultures, and you have to be to understand it really well to navigate across and succeed. So, a Professional Africa empowers ambitious professionals through globally recognized learning, leadership development, and community impact initiatives. Today, I'm going to be talking about why global resilience matters. First of all, what is resilience? It's the ability to rise, adapt, and continue building impact despite adversity. So different things could cause adversity in life: economic instability and unemployment, which I'm sure we're going to talk about a lot today. Which is what a lot of young people face in Africa, and we also face unemployment here in the U.S. They're talking about migration and displacement, educational and career barriers. Not everyone has enough money to go to college, for instance, and then when you get into a job, you have the challenge of making sure that you stay in the job and maintain it. Then the other thing, you have political and social uncertainty, and then mental and emotional pressures. So we'll talk a little bit about these things. I'm going to interview a number of people, which I'm going to call on them to introduce themselves. So they'll talk about their backgrounds. We'll talk about some stories of resilience, regional and societal challenges, where they get their energy and hope from, and then what practices they do to ensure they have resilience. And then we'll talk about support systems. So that being said, I would like to introduce Anne. Anne, please introduce yourself, just who you are, where you live, and where you're from, in case you don't live where you're from.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anne, and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. And that's where I live and where I'm from.
Excellent. Thank you, Anne. And just what do you do? We'll talk about this a little bit more later, but tell us about your educational background.
So I have a variety of degrees. I have a master's in strategic management and a bachelor's in international relations and diplomacy, as well as a diploma in human resource management. So that's basically my educational background.
Awesome. Thank you. Opondo, please introduce yourself. We can't see you, but you can unmute and introduce yourself.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Bruno Pondo. I'm from Kenya, Nairobi, and I'm still a student at Kenyatta University. Thank you.
And Opondo, what do you study?
Oh, sorry. I take Bachelor of Science, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, and I'm in my final year. That is the 5th year. Yes.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you so much. Before we talk about the challenges of living in your part of Africa, can you share a story of the most resilient person you know personally and why you consider that person resilient? Sorry, that's for Anne.
Oh, okay. So I think for me, the most resilient person I know is my mom. Growing up, we didn't have much, but I saw how she really put her foot forward to provide for us when difficult financial periods appeared. And she constantly encouraged us to be the best and do the best with what we have. And one of the things that I've really learned from her is do it, not because you're motivated, but do it out of discipline. And I think that has really helped me in my journey and what I currently do right now. So in that moment when she was going through tough times, she learned how to adapt. She became creative. And also I saw how she kept going with grace and faith and determination. And that really has really shaped how I perceive things, how I do things, and how I adapt to different situations, as I said before. So yes.
Thank you. I love how you share that somebody else's resilience became a mirror or a model for you to apply in your own life. So your mom's experience and being with her constantly 24/7 to see how she managed challenges helped you to manage challenges as well. Thank you so much for that story, and I will definitely be asking you some more questions on that. Opondo, so can you tell us a story, the most resilient person you know, and why you consider that person resilient?
Oh, wow. Yes. Maybe my story also coincides with the aunt's story. For me, I will tell you about my mother. My mother sells these second-hand clothes. We call them mitumba. She sells these clothes under the sun or rain. Some days she makes almost nothing, but she has never missed praying for me. She has never said, Opondo, give up. And I've seen her cry silently at night when school fees were due, then wake up at dawn and walk to the market again. And she doesn't know what I learn at school, but what I know she knows is how to hold a family together when there is almost nothing. And this is the resilience I I I I really admire from her. Not loud, not proud, but just there every single morning. Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm going to share later on in this interview, I would like to hear from the participants or those who called in. Do you feel like women, and I'm not trying to be sexist, but do you feel like women have a better hold on resilience than men do, at least based on your observation? And I'm just thinking about that based on what you both of you have shared about your mothers. Go ahead, Anne, whatever your thoughts are.
So I think my situation would be a bit biased because I grew up with my mom mostly, so I didn't have the perspective of my father as much. So I think that's why that informs my view of resilience so much, because I spent so much time with my mom as compared to my dad, and I got to understand how she does things. But I have seen men in my circle as of right now in my community that are quite resilient. They keep trying, they keep showing up. They keep, if things don't work, they keep showing up. So I think there's a balance. I think resilience comes from your discipline, your determination, your creativity, and as well as adaptability. So I think there's a balance to it, but it will favor women based on the upbringing and also with the family dynamics that they had or the family dynamics that they present to their children. So that's why maybe me and Opondo have that view. I don't know about Opondo.
Yeah, I concur. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, same.
Okay.
Still on that topic of stories, is there something that you've gone through in your life where you feel like the lesson that you learned from your mothers helped you meet those challenges?
I think I'll go first. So I think one of the things is during the transition for COVID, I happened to get a job with Velarosa Kempinski, the hotel, and as an event planner. I used to be an event planner before, I still I am. And then what happened is the government announced that we'll have a lockdown curfew and nothing will be moving because it was time for COVID. So the job that I was supposed to start on Monday ended that Saturday because the hotel could no longer host events, and therefore there was no need for an event planner. And then I thought this was my breakthrough because I had come from a situation of being jobless for quite a number of years. And then I thought this was my breakthrough. Now, what do I do? COVID is here. I live on event planning. What am I going to do? And that's when I pivoted to virtual assisting. I started working online. The world had not yet discovered online working. So I asked, a friend of mine had told me, there are people who hire people online. What would you like to try it out? So I had never tried it out because I used to think it was a scam. But then after I lost my job with Velarosa, which lasted a day, I pivoted I said, let me give it a try. I applied for my first online opportunity and I got to work with a very good company that I'm still working with right now. So I feel like the lesson from my mom, which is adaptability, helped me in this situation. She constantly adapted to situations that was presented. For example, when we moved to a place called a different town, she had to adapt, and to afford that lifestyle, she had to get two jobs that should work instead of just going to one job. So I think that lesson, and I saw how she showed up for both jobs excellently. I think that adaptability to change has really become a part of me. Yeah.
That's wonderful, Anne. Thank you for sharing that. And having worked with you, I met you last year I think it was September in Cairo, Egypt, at the IEEE Power Africa conference. And I started to work with you, and I was able to connect you to an employer, basically, to use your virtual assistant's skills. And she's only had great things to share about you, because I think one of you're always enthusiastic and positive, and smiling throughout whatever job you're doing, where nobody can tell whatever you're going through based on looking at you, because you always deliver and you're always, on time and on point. So thank you for sharing how resilience has helped you shape your character to be who you are now. Because some people would have been stuck in, okay, there's no job, there are no opportunities. This is not, I got my degree in this area, but you said, how can I pivot and get a new skill and apply it and use it to make money? So thank you so much for that. Opondo, is there anything you want to share? And then we'll invite Cyrus to introduce himself, and Kwirega as well. So go ahead, Opondo.
Oh, yes, thank you. one thing I like about my mom is the fact that she never gave up when things proved to be tough, and this has enabled me to maneuver in most of my teen life. That is when I was a teenager. In school, when things proved to be difficult, when school fee were due, when we were being sent for school fees. The fact that my mother told me never give up, always use the opportunity that I've been given very effectively. I used to study, I used to do extra in as much I'm not in school, and also I'm away. And this thing kept on pushing me until now in campus, when I feel that life is not life is not going on well, when I feel I'm not I don't have some cash to go and buy food, when I feel I'm so overwhelmed with the studies and also some side hustles. I just remember one month my mother told me that never give up, always soldier on, and things will one day work out. Yeah, thank you.
Um, Jorina, you're on mute.
Can you yeah.
Ah, oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Opondo, for that. I was inviting Arthur to unmute and tell us who he is. Arthur, tell us where you are and where you're from, what your background, your educational background is, and what you're currently doing.
Yes, thank you for giving me.
Are you able to turn on your video? Is it possible or no?
Where I am is I've been looking for the network, and this is where I got it, and I don't think it
Okay.
is a clear
Okay, go
background
ahead.
and everything.
Okay,
Yes,
go
as
ahead.
I was saying, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on this panel. My name's Arthur Kongolo, and I'm a Congolese by nationality, and I'm currently jobless, looking for a job, and I reside in Uganda. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Arthur. So you are from Congo, but you currently live in Uganda. And did you study in Uganda or in Congo?
Yes, I studied in Uganda. I managed to have a bachelor's degree in business administration, majoring in accounting. Yes.
Okay, so you said you major in accounting and operations?
No, accounting, majoring. Business administration, major accounting.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Queriga, introduce yourself, please, where you are from and where you live.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon. I am Kuriga Philemon, born and raised around the slopes of Mount Kenya, Meru. I am a finalist. I'm doing aerospace engineering at Kenya University. Bruno is my classmate, so to say. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Cyrus, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Cyrus Omete. I hail from Kenya, a place known as Kisii, and a finalist law student. And I'm happy to be here today to share my own experience. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have someone in business administration, electrical engineering, aeronautics engineering, law, and I think, and your human resources management, or you have a certificate in that area. So it's a very diverse group that we have today talking about resilience. I'm going to ask, we'll start with Cyrus. What would you say are the top 3 challenges of living in your part of Africa?
Well, thank you so much for the question. I can say some of the greatest challenges, and especially I'll narrow them to 3. First of all, as it's known in Africa, is financial literacy, and also acquiring of finance, means of getting the finances is an issue, because there's so much lack of jobs at the moment, especially in our country, and so many youths are unemployed. Yeah, it's also affecting us as well, though we are trying to escape that facade. Also, another issue is on instability of the government. At times, the government, through its policies, it makes people to be chaotic, and in that instability, it prevents us from doing what is necessary. For instance, at the moment, we have got the hiking of fuel prices, and as a result, there is so much demonstrations which are violent, and so it prevents us from accessing those things that we want, like jobs and so many other things. Well, I can say maybe also on the problem of shortage of electricity. Where I come from, there is still that issue, and whenever I am in the countryside, it's very difficult for me to be online, unlike when I'm in the city. So those are some of the things that I've grown seeing, and they are really affecting people around and even me. Yeah, that's my response.
Thank you so much for that, Cyrus. Great breakdown. Arthur, what would you say are the top 3 challenges of living in your part of Africa?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity once again. I would speak from the 2 perspective point of view, because I happen to live partly in DRC, and I happen to live also in Uganda. The challenge in living on this
Can you
side
speak
of
a bit louder? I can't hear you fully. Do you mind
yes, I'm
speaking a
like
little bit loud? Okay, thank you.
yes, I'm like the challenge of this side of Congo. We have the political instability, whereby most people are abandoning the country to look for a safe place to live. The country as all is not a safe place to live, and some part is okay, someone can live, and some part is not, whereby the rebels are occupying the western side, the eastern side, and it's affecting the standard of living, I can say. Yeah, and in the side of Uganda, as someone who has run from the instability, we face challenge of adapting with the system there, whereby uh, you are not as equal as someone who's been there for a long time, whereby in the sake of maybe getting a job, it's being discriminatory, because they feel like you are not a fit citizen to compete with others. Yeah, and it's affecting a lot of youth around here, because for them they came in the country as I would say looking for a safer place to live. Yeah, and that's the side of generalizing them both, but with some little detail. Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur. I'll move it to Anne. I believe that Kurega, Cyrus, and Opondo don't live too far from each other, but let's go to Anne first and then we'll get to Kuriga and Opondo.
Okay, so for me, I think the top three challenges would be unemployment, the rising cost of living, especially here in Kenya, it's just going up, and unequal access to the important things, which are education and healthcare. So being someone who's been affected by unemployment and having to pivot when when you're coming from college and you're realizing this is what you wanted to do, but the job market is not ready to accommodate you, or the no spaces for you, or corruption has affected that job market that you want to be in. I'd say unemployment is something that has really affected many youths. Some people I went to school with while still looking for opportunities. I've never had opportunities. And with the rising cost of living, it's made youths fall back into practices that are not good. But I think if the government was able to, ensure that there was a good transition from college to the job market, then I feel like would have a lot of our issues solved.
Awesome, thank you. So unemployment being a big issue, especially for young people. Opondo, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So I don't live far from Cyrus' place. I think we share a border. Yeah. He is a Luo, so there's a border between those two communities. So I think we share most of the problems. So my first one is long distance to quality education and mentorship. Yeah, you find that in rural Africa, good schools, that is libraries, laboratories, and qualified teachers are often far away. Sometimes a 2 hour walk, or a expensive bus ride to the nearest town. You find that a child with a natural gift for science or engineering or medicine has no one nearby to encourage that curiosity. And there are no science clubs, no computer labs, no tutors who understand this stuff. And even if a student performs well in national exam, the nearest university or technical college might be hundreds of kilometers away. And the cost of transport, accommodation, and fees become a wall too high for many to climb. Yeah. So thousands of talented young people never get the chance to become their dream jobs or their dream career. That can be engineers, doctors, or teachers. Their communities need, not because they lack ability, but because opportunity lives too far from their home. Then the second one is unpredictable income from small scale small scale and informal trade. You find that most families in rural areas do not receive a monthly salary, or instead they farm small plots of land or sell goods at local markets. Second-hand clothes, vegetables, charcoal, and or handmade items. Everything depends on factors outside their control. That is rain, pest, or diseases, market prices, even the cost of transport to town. A single drought or flood can erase an entire year's income. And there are no savings accounts or unemployment benefit to fall back on. When bad season hits, families eat less. Children miss school fees, and parents borrow from neighbors who also have little. You learn to survive on hope, not certainty. And my last one is no reliable power, that is electricity. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Opondo, for that. I appreciate it. Quiriga, do you have anything to add to what's been shared by those in Kenya, or?
Yeah, so much has been said, but I also have one thing to add. I think what triggers me most when I go home is the lack of exposure that I see with most of the people around, especially those who tend to believe in culture than in science. I'd say for someone who lives up country for 365 days a year, those people are in big trouble because you cannot tell them anything if they really rely on culture. For example, I remember during COVID-19, I was in high school. So you were sent home and we were told to explain to others why you need to keep distance and wash your hands. So someone asks you, I'm like 60 years old. Why do you think I'm alive at this moment? Why do you think I should believe what you're saying? Why do you think I should start doing what you're telling me to do just because I'm trying to save my life? They tend to believe in culture more than they should be believing in the facts. For example, someone telling you this is how we do things. They forget that there is a difference between how things are done and how things should be done. Yeah.
Thank you. So we've talked about the challenging parts of living in Africa, dealing with lack of electricity pretty much every day, dealing with, I don't want to say intentional unemployment, but it's very widespread within the continent, not just in one particular country. So Arthur has shared about that problem in Congo and Uganda, and then we've heard about it in Kenya. Then we have the political instability where people don't feel safe. And if you don't feel safe, it's hard for you to trust in getting a job because something could cause the job to go away or just the country's instability would greatly affect everyone. So with these things in mind, what daily or weekly practices keep you steady mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or physically? What keeps you going in the midst of all the challenges? Let's start with Quiriga.
Okay. My case, what keeps me going is the efforts that I see my parents have. I didn't get a chance to respond to the second question about who is the most resilient person in my life. I'd say all my parents are the most resilient people that I know because I remember when I was joining high school, we didn't have a lot of, actually enough money for me to be admitted. So among the books that I was supposed to report with, they decided to buy me a Bible. So during admission, they were asked, where are the rest of the books? So my mother responded, the God in this Bible will provide. So when I see such kind of effort they are trying to send my way, there is no other option other than doing the same. For example, they had to know that in my high school life, I've had some secrets with me that I didn't tell them because it seemed like I'm working out of my way to ensure that I'm matching the efforts that they're giving. Mostly my dad wakes up very early, around 4 a.m. to do some tasks. So when I was in high school, I used to wake up. I decided to be waking up 1 hour earlier. So from 3 all the way from 4, I used to wake up at 3 a.m. So these are the efforts that I see my parents having. So I have to show them that I recognize the effort they're playing. I have a future to live. I have a life that I would wish them to live. So these are the things that keep me going.
Thank you, Quiriga. Cyrus.
Thank you, Quiriga, for that. For me, something that keeps me going is the fact that I do love to challenge the status quo. I do not accept to live a bare minimum life just because I was born into a background that is not stable. I usually say that I won't live with that. And I believe I can change everything at home, starting with myself. So, one thing that keeps me going, first of all, is religion. By ascribing to religion, I am usually motivated throughout. And when I feel like I'm low, it keeps me going. Another one is the belief in my parent, my mother. I I'm not privileged to have a father, so my mother challenges me from time and again and tells me that I've come far, so I shouldn't stop working. So, such are the things that make me to be resilient and keep pushing, because I believe eventually things will be as I expect them to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Cyrus. We're getting that theme, consistent theme of mothers and parents making a difference in our lives. Let me see. Arthur, what practices keep you steady?
The practices that keep me steady is prayer. I believe that Jesus Christ is the way of.
We can't really hear you.
I believe one of the ways by prayer. I believe I believe Jesus Christ is uh, is the solution to my problem. As I work as well hard. I keep positive, knowing that there is a brighter future for people who believe and who have expectation of a brighter future and who work hard. And also, I also read books uh, to keep my mind on point, journals, I mean, updating myself on what's happening and how to come up out of the situation that is happening around me. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Anne,
You say N? Okay. Some of the practices that keep me steady are prayer. I'm a devout Christian, so that has kept me steady. Whenever I don't know what to do, I just go to God about it. But the other things that have kept me steady and are somehow anchors that remind me to keep discipline are journaling. I journal a lot. I put my thoughts on paper, and when I put my thoughts in paper, I am able to follow through. And then I also work out regularly. This came about, I was working as a virtual assistant, you sit a lot. So my parents were like, you need to find an anchor during the day that, refreshes your mind and helps you stay focused on the important things. And then I normally take quiet moments when you take time to think. You're able to like re-strategize. You're able to be creative with how you can adapt to different challenges. And then I have a very good supportive team of people that I've surrounded myself with, that I go to have conversations with about different things that I'm facing. I do not try and do life alone, because if you do, then man is an island. So asking people, what have you done? How have you pivoted? How have you adapted to such situations? Like now I'm trying to learn, how can I make myself a better virtual assistant? And I do that by asking the different people in my team that are also virtual assistants to learn, what are they doing better? What are they doing to stay balanced and to stay within the market? So those are some of the practices that I take on to remain mentally stable, balanced, and steady.
great. And Opondo, I think you're the last one that will ask this question.
I think we are all the same. First of all, when I wake up, I do a morning watch. That is a morning prayer and worship. I love singing, so I usually play instruments. So when I feel I'm down, I think going at the feet of the going at the feet of Jesus rejuvenate my energy. That is what I was taught when I was a child. Secondly, most of the time I call home. That is, I call my mom or my dad, or just send a message to my siblings. And when I hear, Opondo, we are proud of you, this one steadies my heart and rejuvenate my energy. Then most of the times I do work with my friends, of which we study together. So I know that we suffer together. So when we succeed, that we succeed or crack a problem, that thing rejuvenate my heart and also rejuvenate the energy inside me. And lastly, Sunday services with my church family. Yeah, we we go to church together with Cyrus. So I think he knows that we have ministry of which we share what we have, and also we eat together and also sing together and also share the word of God. By those, I think those are the factors that makes me mentally, emotional, and spiritually and physically during this my journey. Yeah.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much. So we're coming towards the end of the interview section. Before I close it out, I'm going to put two questions in one. So you can answer only one or you answer both. It's up to you. How important is a support system in being resilient? And what would be the best gift of resilience the world could offer you? What would make all your resilience and toughness worth it? So, it's I've been privileged to live in Nigeria, West Africa, and to live in the US as well, and visit other countries on other continents. One of the things that's different being in the US is there's a higher likelihood of isolation. So in Nigeria, for instance, growing up, neighbors could just stop by your house to say hello. They don't have to call ahead. They don't have to make plans. They don't have to schedule it. But because of how work is here in the US, and just everyone's comfort level, you often find that people don't visit quickly or easily. Sometimes people might plan out 2 weeks in advance to say, I'm going to come visit you on this day or on that day. So that if someone is struggling mentally today, they might not have a solution, a support system to hang on to at this very moment. So that's one thing that Africa affords in general, that openness, just openness in general. So on your own end, how important is the support system? And talk to us also about what you foresee for your future, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. What kinds of job opportunities would help you at this moment, not even in the future, but at this moment, if someone hired you, in what field would be helpful to your survival and success in Africa? Anne?
Okay, so based on the first question, support systems are quite important for me. As I'd mentioned earlier, that's where I run to ask the questions that maybe I have no answer for. So they provide encouragement, they provide guidance, they listen when moments are hard. And sometimes you might be seated and you're thinking, this moment is quite hard, this situation is quite hard. But once you bring it to your support system, they're able to let you know that it's just something easy to carry and easy to diverge. And, so I think support systems are quite, they help you not feel isolated in the world. And I quite think that to walk in the path of resilience and adaptability, you have to have a support system. So like the best gift I'd say for resilience, in the world that could be offered by resilience would be, being able to live a meaningful life and support the people I love and grow into the person that I was meant to be. But at the same time, mostly to inspire people as they go through their struggles, as I usually tell my friends, your today is not like your tomorrow. It does not define who you'll be in your future. So I think for me, that would be the best gift, because I'll live in a world that has opportunity, a world that repays your hard work, so to say. And also, where do I see myself in 5 years? I am going to be a chief operating officer, the COO. That's my goal. That's where I want to apply my strategic management. That's how I'm pivoting right now. A lot of operation assistants. I'm looking for operation assistant opportunities. So hit me up if you have any. Yes, thank
Thank you,
you.
Anne. Thank you. Arthur.
Yes, my support system is
Speak a bit closer to your phone so we can hear you, okay?
yes, the community around me, the Congolese community and the Ugandan community, local community friendship is crucial. And I hope that we would look out for each other and sharing when times are hard, in order for betterment of associating with each other and among others. I see myself 5 years down the road. I also coming up with a project whereby I would create opportunity for other fellow people who are going the same situation like me. This will help them to have how would I say it, to have to have their voice heard out and to find the solution for them. There are partly many projects one would come with in the both part of the world. Let me say the DRC and Uganda. In the DRC, the sectors of agriculture are poor. So I see myself 5 years maybe starting up a farm and employing, creating jobs for the fellows around me. And for the side of Uganda as well, maybe coming up with projects that will help my fellow people who are going through the same situation like me also to feel they are hard and then to find solution for them. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Arthur. Opondo?
Yeah, so my support system, I think is
You cut off. We can't hear you anymore.
yeah, okay. Sorry, I just lost my network. Yeah. How important is my support system? I think is everything. In the sense that before I used to think resilience was alone, just me pushing other. But I've learned that even the strongest trees has roots underground holding each other. And my support system is my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sister, and my university friends. And last but not least, my church people. They are not perfect, and sometimes we argue. Sometimes man is short, but they show up. Yeah. And the best gift of resilience that the world could offer me, I think, is that the best gift would be to lift my family out of struggle. Yeah, not just service, but to thrive. I want to finish my degree, get work, and build my parents a home, a very good home, where there's reliable electricity, be it built solar or wind, but I just want them to have a reliable electricity. Yeah. And through this also the entire village will have it. Yeah. And where I see myself in 5 years, I want to narrow it down to 2 years. I'm very talented. I'm very talented and versatile. I can do software development. I can do proper electrical design, solar design. So I'm very versatile in terms of electronics and also electrical systems. So in the next few months, I'll be finishing my school, and I'm looking for internship where I can improve in my skills, maybe in power systems or renewable energy or software development, that is computer science. And in the next 5 years, I want to see myself being called Dr. Opondo.
Excellent. Congratulations,
I want,
Opondo. So you want
I
to
want
get a
to see my
PhD in 5
yeah
years?
in 5 years. I want to see a doctor, a prefix. Yeah. Dr. Pondo, that is a PhD in renewable energy. Yeah, that's where my interest is, and has been since I was young, because I'm fascinated with electricity and also energy. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Quiriga, and then we will have Cyrus to end.
Thank you so much. Bruno's sentiments are so wow. So Bruno, instead of me waiting for the next 5 years to call you doctor, maybe I can start now, as early as now. So when you talk about support system, I think it's so good to notice and realize that I could not make it to this far without the support system, be it the people I know, those I didn't know. I mean, they mean everything to me. And then when I talk about the gift of resilience that I'd like life to offer me is satisfaction. You can talk about monetary satisfaction, but mostly in terms of peace. When you have what you want, when you have what you need, you have peace. That's kind of satisfaction I'm talking about. For the next 5 years, I see myself, first of all, I'm graduating soon with Bruno. But for the next 5 years, I see myself somewhere drafting a story to tell people who need to be resilient. That resilience pays because it paid in my case. Resilience pays because my parents have had a good life afterwards, after being resilient for a long time without ceasing. Again, I'm graduating because I'm doing aerospace engineering. There are some other things I do for fun, including robotics. And again, I'd like to thank God, because through the robotics, I've gotten an opportunity to attend an internship in Turkey after exams. So yeah, and other thing I do for fun is graphic design. I'd like to give my skills to anyone who needs them. Another thing is that I'm a virtual assistant. I've seen Anne Mwaniki has done the same. So I don't mind connections. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cyrus. You're gonna go last, but definitely not the least. We have about a minute left, so if you could summarize it, and then we will I will put it all together, and then we can close. But go ahead, Cyrus. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me just sum it up. My support system is a group of friends. This set of friends have kept me going since childhood up to this moment. We joined campus with them, and I can see we are exiting together. Yeah, they have been very supportive. Also, I envision myself in the next 5 years to be a profound lawyer, yeah, with a vibrant law firm and also good practice. Yeah, and I do believe all will be well. And also, I believe that in the next 5 years, I will have a child, what can I say? A children's home where I will be supporting the less privileged children around. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cyrus, and thank you everyone for sharing your perspectives. We didn't get the numbers today, but this interview was recorded and I will share it by email, newsletter, as well as LinkedIn to share with others and to make sure that your desires for where you see yourselves in 2 years to 5 years will come to pass. But thank you for sharing. Resilience is something that nobody is born with, but you build intentionally, over time. And you all have built your resilience. You're all young. So now that it's good that you know it at this young age, because the older you get, life can get more challenging and you need to apply the skills that you've learned at this age in the future. So thank you so much for sharing. I will share the videos, the recordings with you guys in the next few days. And I will tag you on LinkedIn when I create a summary for this. Okay, but thank you so much for everything, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.